Welcome to the Activity Call Live. And now, our host, Andy Albright.
Thank you, Billy. I see. I'm trying to get my lighting correct. There we go. All right. So my promise today was explosive growth. And so what I thought was I would get the people that were having the most explosive growth that I know of in the country right now. And don't get me wrong, there's other people that are having some crazy good stuff going on. But we were in Las Vegas this week dealing with, we met with Ryan Chang and his team. That was very impressive. There was a lot of other great team. Matter of fact, Davies has people there, and Brandon Manley had been there in Las Vegas. What kind of tells you when you show up, whoever has people in their downline there, that's who's growing. So I wanted to talk to these three and kind of interview them and talk about explosive growth. But before I do this, and this is news to Brandon and Stephen and Ryan, is we're going to open up old leads for sale that we've not been able to do in the past 5 weeks. So I know people have been starving for them. So you'll want to start letting your people know. So here's the way we're going to do it. Let's keep it simple. We'll talk about this throughout this whole next hour, but we're going to have A leads, which is what we've always had. But the simplification going forward is there's B leads, C leads, D, E, F, G. Okay? That's it. No DLP, no A1, 2, A3. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The prices going forward are going to be $12 for B leads. I don't care what kind of lead it is. Mortgage protection, final expense, it's going to be $12. $10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. So G leads are $2, which is basically a year old or older. They're only going to be $2. Okay. But we don't have any record of who received these leads. So when we say you can buy them, do not buy them in a territory that you've been buying all the A leads. Because if you buy a B lead or a C or a D or a E, F, a G, you're going to be buying your own leads. So don't buy them in those counties because you got them as A leads. We're not pulling out your leads because we don't know that you got them. We don't have any record of that because of what happened on the servers and the internet and all that stuff. So here's what we're going to do. In inventory, I think it's pushing 5 million leads. Okay. We're going to take the prices in half. So all the old leads are available now through the convention, through our national convention. We're going to sell them at half off. So it means the most expensive lead is the B lead. $6. In Maricopa County, for example, in Pinellas County, I have 5,150 leads at $6. Okay? But if you've been buying them there before, don't buy them or you're going to get some of your own leads. And if you get some of your own leads, you now own them twice. I don't know if I can be more clear with that. So if you want to buy some $6 leads somewhere, go to a county you've never bought them. Pasco County has 3,400 El Paso County out in Colorado has 2,800. There is a Google spreadsheet that is being emailed out since the last 30 minutes. It's being posted on WhatsApp. And when these leads are gone from B category, they'll pop up again 8 weeks from now in C. Another way to look at it is G leads are only $1. So these that are leads that are over a year old are $1. And we're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of those leads available for $1 each. I just highly recommend. And again, you want to buy them where you've already been buying leads. That's cool with me. Just know you're going to get some duplicates. I guess you could say for $1, who cares if I got a duplicate? So if you've been starving for leads and now we've got them available at half price, get your Excel spreadsheet, start ordering. Whoever gets the orders in first will get them, and then they'll just be gone for the next people. Okay. What we don't have yet, but I think we'll have next week. I think we'll have it by Christmas, so maybe not next week. We're shooting for next week. If we can get it done by next week, we'll call that for Christmas. We'll have, you can start turning in subscriptions for new leads to come in. If you already have a subscription in, your leads are coming in as normal. I'm sitting here looking. I've also got a note. There's 719 leads available that are A leads. A leads that are available, you can get them at your current pricing. So whatever you've been paying for A leads is what you will be paying for the 719 A leads that are available. I don't have any spreadsheet. Preston, if anybody can give me a breakdown of what's available for A leads, we will get those moved. And some of those, they're going to be moving to B leads too, by the way. Final expense B leads. Florida has 3,135 B leads, which is $6 leads. North Carolina has 1,800 B leads. So, all right, my biggest lead in would be wherever their leads are, you should have agents. The great news in America, we're only using 10% of the counties in the country, like 350 counties in America are being used. That means 3,145 or over 3,000 counties were not ordering leads. So what an incredible opportunity for expansion. All right, so we'll come back. Matter of fact, if y'all three have questions or comments about the leads, we'll go to it. So you got A leads for $6. B leads for $6. C leads for $5, D leads for $4, E leads for $6, F leads for $2, and G leads are $1. There's money raining everywhere in America. All you got to do is get some of these leads and make phone calls. All right, so these three guys are recruiting like crazy. So first of all, I want to go to Chang. He was with me in Las Vegas, and he's just come aboard the business within the past year. Really has been kind of getting a feel for the business and decided to really go all in the last, I don't know, probably 60 days. He decided to go all in. He's recruiting like crazy. Part of Joseph Two's organization, part of Alex Fitzgerald organization, maybe the fastest growing percentage-wise in all of Fitz's organization. Not to be taken away from Diane Lampy, who is by far the biggest organization in Fitz's group, but Ryan may be the fastest growing. So, Ryan, talk about Vegas. Talk about what you learned, what you saw, your team. I met your two new staff people that you hired. What is going on? What is causing this explosive growth in your organization, Ryan Chang?
Hey, thank you, Andy. Thank you for having me on. And it's humble to be here with Stephen and Brandon. So looking forward to learn as well. But yeah, it was amazing energy over past Monday and Tuesday. And then thankful for Andy for being here. And it was my first time seeing really, how was it done, where the opportunity, how was it done? Andy, obviously killed it. And then the next day, just a full event. We got, Chris Norris, Gina Hawks who were there for training, Larry from F&G. I mean, you were just explosive and tons of content. And then, talking about getting people to the event, I have started recruiting really massively the last 60 days, and hiring staff. And I think up a little bit over 20 people now, and I think about 18 licensed agents. But getting them to Vegas, getting to see Andy, to meet Andy, meet the staff, meet all the leaders in the company, it got them really fired up. I mean, like right after the second day ending, we just got people down their team like, all right, I already know who I'm going to bring on. And that's huge for us because, we're going wide, but we're trying to start going deep again as well. So it's just super explosive. And I think Andy always brings the energy and get everybody all pumped up, fired up. So I really appreciate that. And I think we're selling, we're building, we're recruiting. I think Vegas does have a lot of opportunity. Lots of people are moving here, buying houses. So the leads excites me as well. And tons of licensed agents that are in the city, even in California as well, where we're approaching. I think I have kind of the edge where being in the industry for about a decade, knowing a lot of people in the industry who are not happy. And right now, just super excited to share with them what I found out about the Alliance. I'm fired up, super fired up.
What is it, Ryan? What is it? I mean, you were with kind of a captive organization, no leads.
No leads.
How did they keep you? I mean, you just unaware of what's available out here?
Right. I think just you get into the industry, you're just trying to do the best thing you can. And I talked about it in our meeting in Vegas. Was like, hey, when we first started, we literally sitting down there, and the company is like, hey, here's your laptop. You sit down, you buckle up, and create a project 200, meaning you open up Excel and put in everybody friends, family, preacher, anyone on a project 200 list. No leads. You figure out your own leads. And so Alliance, we got leads. Okay, leads, I don't know, just explosive leads. And so to me, for a lot of new agents that failed out of the business the first year, I think sometimes it's not really, it's the platform as well, right? And if you give them leads, and at the same time they know that they can build, that's really exciting, because the past 10 years I've been helping the company build, been helping them train advisors, helping train licensed agents, but I was helping them build. I wasn't helping myself. I wasn't helping building an agency for myself. So that got me super pumped up, excited about the Alliance opportunity, where you can have different revenue streams of income by selling like crazy, by recruiting like crazy, by building like crazy. So this is something that I really want to pass on to a lot of the licensed agents that I know, and so it's going to be a huge opportunity, Andy. I think the next 60 days we will have explosive recruiting. We set some crazy audacious goals after day 2. So we'll see after about end of March. My goal is to have 50 wide and at least have 5 legs growing. So looking forward to it.
Okay, all right. Just getting bombarded with stuff that I hope people are watching this show, because these are things we need to know. All right, leads that are received December 18th through 22nd. So right now, Excel spreadsheets, Google Sheets are going out. People are ordering leads. We're going to get those leads to you next week. If we can get them to you today, we will. I don't know if any will get out today, because our goal is through the 18th through the 22nd. So basically, anytime before next Friday, you will be invoiced the 26th. So any leads you receive next week, you'll get an invoice on Tuesday. You pay with Stripe or ACH or credit card before Friday, the 29th, or we will take it out of your ARC. So all leads next week. So you got all leads you get today, leads you get Monday. You get to work them, get paid. You won't even get an invoice until the 26th. Pay on your credit card, pay ACH, or we'll take it out of your ARC on the 29th. So that's the way it'll be going forward. Same as we're dealing with GMR leads or subscription leads. You'll get billed on Tuesday, pay it immediately. 3 sheets. There's everything just got emailed out. So if you're checking your email, they just got emailed out. There's 3 sheets. The third sheet is a pricing grid, which tells you the price for the ABCDEFG leads. This is another big announcement, and this is critical, is the view from the edge. The dates have changed to April 12, 13, and 14. That's big. And it just has to do with the venues to do something like the view from the edge. Venue's going to be awesome. You guys will be thrilled where we're going to have it. But the dates have changed to 12, 13, 14.
Oh, Andy, I was going to give a shout out to Brian Rojas. Remember, he was dialing leads in the Vegas conference in Spanish. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I did.
But when he was dialing leads and he started talking in Spanish, I got some Spanish speakers on the team. They got super excited. We actually, Laura, one of my staff member, I sold a policy recently to a client, and then the client's spouse just needed someone that's fluent in Spanish. So Laura hopped on yesterday with "So iOS" in Spanish, which is awesome. And then I speak Chinese too, so we can "So iOS" in Chinese. We can do it in Spanish. We can do it in English. So we're going full force.
Okay, yeah. Rojas went out and did. Brian Rojas did some training. And it was incredible, and he said, "Look, rather than me tell them how to make a phone call, how about I just start making phone calls in front of them?" I was like, if you ain't scared, do it. And so he just lit in and started booking appointment after appointment right in front of everybody. It was really cool. And the ones that went bad, and the ones that went good. But people saw him get on the phone and start making phone calls, which was critical. So when we talk about explosive growth, the concept, it's always going to be like this. One person can change everything. Nothing different than a basketball team, football team, baseball team. One guy, one girl says, I'm going to change it, and they get after it. So for me, I'm looking around the country and I'm trying to find somebody. And then luckily Joseph too was like pointing at Chang, going, Chang is a guy. This is a guy. You need to bet on him. So I started to spend some time with him, and I go, I agree with you, Joe. Let's go for it. Chang's the guy. And then me and Fitz have been talking. So ideally, you look around your group and you find somebody that's already there. But a lot of times you look around and, like, I already identified Stephen Davies as a winner, and I've identified Brandon Manley. But what do they do to find somebody else? And what we're seeing in the last 4 weeks is booking your calendar and you looking for heroes. Not, hey, Brandon, try to go find me a great person. Hey, Spencer, go try to find me a great person. But rather me booking my schedule, getting on the phone and just dialing and smiling and trying to find, and I'm flipping cards, right? I'm flipping cards. I'm sorting. Find that person, and all of a sudden, I want to hear what you're finding, Davies and Brandon, what you're finding when you book your calendar and go to work sorting, looking, rather than waiting. How has that hit you, Brandon Manley, by going out and recruiting yourself?
Yeah. Good. I mean, so like I feel like one of the big things you talked about was what's the most valuable things you can do with your time, and then analyzing your schedule to say, hey, you know what? Like I'm spending a lot of, like the way you explain it to me is, yeah, 80% of the time you're working on stuff that's not as valuable as the 20% of the time that you're spending doing the things that'll grow your business. And so when I heard that, I started breaking down the things that I was doing. And you're right. I mean, I was focused on things that need to take a back seat to the important stuff, which is adding people into my organization. So it's been good. It's been, we've been finding put it like this: if it's you and somebody else casting the net, like you got somebody else on your team that, if you're casting the net too, it's, that's 2 nets instead of 1, right? So I'm going to catch more fish. And so I think we're doing a lot of things differently as of 2 weeks ago, but so far I've been very happy with the results of it. And just me myself getting back, I think like here's this is my thought is if I hire somebody to be a recruiter, they're never going to be as good as me. They shouldn't be, right? I mean, I guess you're looking for somebody that's better than you, but I just think that the quality of the conversations that I've learned to have with these people, there's no reason in me not talking to 30, 40 people a week, casting a bigger net. And it all comes down to your scheduling, like you said. I mean, if you don't have it in your schedule, it's like you're booking appointments. If you don't have it like a specific time that you're booking appointments, you're not going to book appointments. Same thing with the recruiting.
Well, what I'm hearing you say too is since you've been doing this, Jeff Schultz has picked it up. Tom Murphy has picked it up. Vinny, my cousin Vinny, has picked it up. But now, and I think Spencer has picked it up. In other words, you started the momentum by scheduling, I'm going to directly recruit. And now they're doing the same thing and directly recruiting. Correct? Is that?
Yeah. And here's the thing, like I gave a super low, because I've kind of challenged some people, especially the ones that I'm having those one-on-one conversations with. There's 8 of those. And so like for those of you out there that are like, well, my agents always say, I don't have time to recruit. I'm out in the field trying to make money. Right. Okay, cool. So what I did was I took what their schedules look like, right? Because if I said something is like, this is what I said to them. Hey, your goal is to try to talk to 10 people on the days that you're recruiting, but bare minimum 5 new people that you're talking to. So if I can get them to do that, let's just say I got like Vinny specifically, I've got 3 days where he's got it blocked off on his calendar and he's going to talk to a bare minimum of 5 new people. So that's 15 people a week. That's 60 people a month. That's 60 people a month more than what we were talking to. So I'll take that, right? Like I'll take it all day. And so, and what do you know? Like all of a sudden Vinny's numbers on recruiting side have gone up. So it works, And yeah, it is. It's duplicatable. Getting other people to do these things too. Like Jeff Schultz going to have some explosion happening. He's been traveling a lot. But yeah, it's been very helpful.
We should make a note, put like a little sticky up on our board or something, not to have to come back to this, Brandon. Yeah. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep talking to people. All right, I got a couple more questions on Vinny and Schultz and Tom Murphy and who else you got that are doing this. But Mr. Davies, we've been doing this together for a long time. You had some brand new people in depth out in Vegas, and I know you got some personal with base shop stuff that's been happening because of this recruiting. But what's your take on this? I've got to schedule time, 15-minute blocks or whatever to physically meet your Mr. Davies dynamicism talking to brand new people. Are you seeing an effect of that? Have you seen results from that, Mr. Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's a couple of things. One, I had to get myself to believe in magic again. You know what I'm saying? Like after a while, you stop believing in magic. You stop believing you can have one conversation and find one Nick Greco or one Mike Guerra that all of a sudden blows up your business, right? But the other thing too is when I'm talking to people, I'm going to get the harder recruits. I like the ones that are harder to get. If they're harder to get, it's harder for someone else to get them. If all you get is the easy recruits, the people like they see it for the first time, like, oh, the Lord sent me here. Well, heads up, he sends them lots of places. They just move around a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like the harder to get people, the people you got to get late at night because they're busy, because they're successful. So somebody else might say, oh, they're flaky, they're hard to get. Bro, he's successful. And that's some of the new width we're finding, like people that have had success in multiple areas. Well, I've got to get in there. I've got to do it. And talking to them personally and challenging them personally, and me challenging them from where I was 22 years ago, like that kind of crazy. Like that's where the magic's happening, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. But if we think about it like this, if I'm available for everybody in Kat's organization and everybody in Brandon, like I'm available for a 12 or a 10, like I'm available. Well, then Brandon, he's available for his people. And then Adam Katz, he's available. So all of a sudden we're all available, but nobody's doing anything. Right? I mean, we sit back like, hey, I just got to be available. If somebody gets somebody great, I don't want to be where you can't find me. You go, what are you talking about? So in other words, if Brandon says, all right, I'm gonna book these 3 hours solid for recruiting. Well, he is tied up during those 3 hours or 4 hours. After the 4 hours, he's available. It's not like you're not available anymore. It's just you're sneaking in, you're getting in some quality time of hitting interviews. So my plan going forward is that I continue to set the example, and we are finding people, like as in we're finding great people. I'm afraid what I'm seeing is my recruiters are really good. I've got some great recruiters. The problem is, as Brandon said, I've been doing this for 33 years. So to take me off the game field, to take me off the court, to take me off from talking to new people when I'm the one that can get people going the fastest. Yeah. So then I'm setting the example of getting out there, booking my schedule. Now Brandon books his schedule, Davies books his schedule, and all of a sudden we got this rainfall, this waterfall effect where more and more people are putting their self on the line. Because you think about it, you never get embarrassed if somebody has already interviewed a person and they're interested and they put them with you, Brandon. You're never going to get embarrassed. But if you talk to them the first time, you're going to get. See, what did a girl say to me? She said, your approach is crude and disgusting. And I thought to myself, that's fair. You're never going to get embarrassed like that if you stand back and wait for people to bring people. But if you're out on the front line, you're going to get some of that abuse. And if we don't get some of that abuse, we don't know what's going on out there. So not only am I going to attract some of the best people, I'm going to get abused by some of the most idiotic people. It's a trade-off. And I'm willing to do that trade-off to set the example so that Brandon copies, so that Andy Riddle copies. Riddle's been out there putting in more width. As a matter of fact, what I'm seeing is our whole top leadership is going out and putting in more width, getting crazier with it. Is that what you're seeing, Stephen? Are you getting a copying effect from your guys, from Nick and Mike? And
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's one of those things. To not do it like that, it would be like having the star quarterback stay on the sideline and go, hey, when y'all get to the 1 yard line, let me know. I'm in. I'm ready to go. The team's never going to get to the 1 yard line without the star quarterback. And so all of our star quarterbacks all across, we've all got to be in the game. It's being that person worth duplicating. People do what they see before they do what they hear. And so by us setting that example, we're going to, and the other thing, I love what you said about being in touch with it. It's funny. Like I'll get off a call and I'll be like, and I was like, oh, did you talk to someone that didn't know how awesome Stephen Davies is? That must be tough for you. But when you have those conversations and someone talks to you like you're an idiot, it grounds you and you go, okay, all right, I'm out here with my guys in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's, yeah, I mean, otherwise we're waiting for the team to get us to the 1 yard line and say, tap me in. I'm ready to take it to the touchdown.
All right. So I'm getting all kinds of combinations on these leads. So this one is, let me see. I don't know if this is going to show up for you or not. Yeah. So this is Florida. And these are all leads that are available down in Miami. So Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade has 2,200. Palm Beach, 1,400. And Brevard, 1,400. So that strip down there, in Florida. Look at this. Those 3 counties. This is the Tampa area. And then on the other side, really Orlando, Orange County, Brevard, Volusia. Insane amount of B leads available at unbelievable prices in Florida. So if you ever thought about moving to Florida, visiting Florida, coming down to Orlando, we got the leads down here. And that's a ton of leads that are $1, $2, $3. Oh God, these leads are crazy. Okay, I'm looking at the pricing. So you got the A leads. You know what I want? How about sort the A leads for me and send me the A leads sorted. I want to see where there's A leads available. These are leads that somebody turned in a GMR and then for whatever reason they turned it off and leads kept coming in. So we've got leads in that county that are available that nobody has ever purchased. Only about 800 leads that have never been purchased. Then it moves into the B category, which drops down to $6. So my guess is these leads are going to go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. So just know if you want to order now while during the show, that's fine. If you're going to go and order, the leads are going to be delivered Monday. So any leads that are ordered today, Saturday, Sunday, they're going to be delivered on Monday. You'll get an invoice for them. You won't get an invoice until the following Tuesday. So if you get these B leads, if you invest in them, you're going to have time to get paid, to get issue paid before you even get an invoice, and then the money don't come out. So you really got a 2-week. If you order them today, you're going to have a 2-week window before you have to pay. So just get on them quick. Brandon, can you talk about like the availability that, like, you were busy and we had these conversations about you were busy, but when are you scheduling? Like, if nothing else, just tell us your calendar. When are you scheduling it? How are you getting it booked? Are you sorting resumes during these hours, or do you have appointments booked every 15 minutes? What's your system of these recruits?
Yeah. So really my 2 big blocks. So between 8 o'clock is what time I usually get started. So 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is kind of just, it's either pulling resumes off the database, following up with people, whatever kind of needs to be taken care of in that moment. If it's getting my day set up, that's not a good thing, but that has happened where I don't have it filled up. So I'm trying to make adjustments there. Then 9 to 12 o'clock, I've got it booked on my calendar. Obviously not, today I've got 10 to 11 blocked out, but 9 to 12 every single day is stacked with recruiting. So then 2 to 5 is going to be more of, I do have it open for some recruiting calls, but it's also more for like coaching calls, follow-ups, anything that needs to be done. That's my floating hours, if you will. But if I don't have anything that's valuable to me to do, then I jump back into recruiting. So I might call some of the resumes that are sourced from the database that morning. We're getting our calendar booked up by sending out an email to responders. So we've been doing this since June. So we have responders from old job postings that we've reset. I mean, we got a ton of responders. So just getting in touch with them. And we're also kind of being targeted. Like, obviously, last week we were focusing on Vegas, right? This week's been focused on finding somebody here in Raleigh, local, or somewhere in the area, because we have a boot camp. So if I can find somebody that's licensed to get them to that boot camp, like, that's gold, right? So we do kind of fluctuate our focus, but that's one of the things that we address between 8 and 9. And then really from 5 onward, that's more so where like the coaching calls, catching up with people, it takes place. And you know what it's made me really conscious of is when I'm doing that 9 to 12, stuff does pile up that I do need to get back to people on, but it makes me very conscious of the time that I have to spend with that person, which is a good thing because, I mean, you know, there's people where you can get on the phone with them, you have a 30, 45-minute conversation, but really what y'all could have talked about could have been accomplished in 15 minutes. And so it makes you really conscious of that. Like, what's the next important thing for me to be doing? And so when you get on the phone with somebody, it's important to address, you know, hey, now it allows me to be like, hey, man, I've got like 15 minutes max. So I was just calling you back, see what you needed. That way I can kind of move on to my next calls.
Okay, so my staff has complied on the A leads. So the biggest county in America, A leads available, is Gwinnett County. Second biggest is Broward County, Florida. Then Collin, then Harris. And Harris is split up into two segments. You got Central and Southwest. So 31 leads available in Harris Central. 26 available in Southwest. Wichita, Texas, 26. Douglas County, California, 22. And Broward County, 313 B leads available. So Broward County, 50 A leads and 313 B leads, 369 G leads. So think about this, $369. If you've never worked Broward County, $369, 369 leads. So what you could do is drop 369, have a stack of leads like that, turn around and get 10, 15 A leads and go to work. Put all those in route for me. What a gold mine. Collin, Texas, not as many G leads, only 60. Let's do another big G. Harris County, Southwest, there's 207 G leads and 26 A leads. And if anybody wants it sorted like this, if you just talk to President's Club and say, hey, let me see it, sort it for me. Actually, if it's on your computer, you can, it's a Word, it's a Google Excel spreadsheet. It's easy to sort it and figure out where all the leads are. What a gold mine, people. Polk County, Florida, 862 G leads. $1,000. Imagine that, Davies. $1,000 worth of leads in one county. Put those in the computer. You want to talk about a open door policy. If you want to enter a new market, if you can sell and you want to recruit there. Matter of fact, I was talking to Emily Katz. You were talking about recruiting somewhere and then going and run leads. I would seriously look at these G leads, because once the G leads are gone, they're gone. Okay, remember, all leads come back available in 8 weeks. So that's the only thing you need to realize is you own them for 8 weeks, but then they're for sale again. But these G leads for $1, jeez Louise. This is going to be interesting what happens, who comes out of this and who starts selling the end of the year based on getting all these. All right. Let's talk about, I want you, Ryan Chang, to talk about what your reaction when you're talking to agents in Vegas. You're talking to clients and you're talking to agents that you know that are coming into. What's the reaction you're getting? What kind of questions are you getting? What's the response that you're seeing, Ryan?
Sure. I think one thing is, one, excitement. I think because the Alliance offers so many resources, and one, just our carriers alone would have a lot of choices that we can really bring forth to the table for our clients. Now, just I always talked about, hey, you're adding a lot more tools, underneath you that you can present to the clients versus we're used to maybe representing one carriers, couple carriers. But there's absolutely no one that you can meet that you can say that you cannot help. Okay. There's absolutely, just open the doors where you can recruit pretty much anyone that that's in the industry or maybe interested in the industry. I think one thing I really picked up on that Adam Katz talked about in the meeting was there are many industry with people that they have no money but got plenty of time. But there's also industry with people that got plenty of money and got no time to enjoy it. Right. So I kind of bring that together, and I've been using that, and it's been awesome for me. And I talk about the 3 I's. We have the independence, the income, and the impact. Right. So that's our industry. And the only question I really get is, man, like how am I going to, learn about all these carriers, all these products, right? And then it's had to be a lot. But then I'm like, look, we got training, hosting training every single week. We're talking to agents. I'm over here digging on things on what products to sell, the comparison. Let me just bring that to you, right? Instead of you trying to figure all that out. And so those meetings that we had in Vegas was super helpful. We did some case studies. Larry was there talking about, the products. And so we got the resource. You don't have to worry. Just come on board and we'll make sure we get you trained up. We got plenty of amazing people in the organization to help you. It's called the Alliance for a reason.
You remind me of so much. So our securities team at Alliance Capital, they now have trust available. I hear people asking, I've got several, matter of fact, this week I had questions. Where do I send people if they want to start a trust? What if you can facilitate them with it? So talk to Amber, talk to Chris Norris, contact them. We have attorneys in every single state. So we've got attorneys, we got the forms, we have everything set up that if your client wants to protect their money and set it up in a trust, we can make it happen. So I'm not preaching it. I'm just saying that it's available, that you can make your people aware that we've got trusts available, that we can help them put their money in either an ILET or a revocable trust. We can go irrevocable, we can go revocable, but anything they need to do to protect their money, from their assets, from taxes, and also avoid probate, everything like that's available through our securities team. All right. Wrapping up, Brandon, talk about where you're getting people started. You got, I know you mentioned Texas. Two things. Where are you getting people started? But before you do that, who all is going to be at this boot camp coming up in Raleigh? And we need to think about this, Ryan. We need to do another boot camp in Vegas that we have a lineup of speakers that'll train. So Brandon, who do we have in Raleigh this week?
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow from 10 to 2 here in Raleigh. We got Adam Katz, we have Gina Hawks, we got Mike Guerra, we got Terry Edwards, and myself. And I've put together a pretty solid agenda, so we're going to hit it. I mean, that's a strong lineup of people coming in, so it's going to be a great boot camp. So if you got people that are, in the area, I mean, we're not, Raleigh's not far away. Like Charlotte's a 2-hour drive. Greensboro, Burlington is about an hour and a half. Wilmington's 2 hours. So kind of right in the middle of the state. So if you got people in the surrounding area, throw it out to them, because it's going to be, I've got it jam-packed from 12 to 2. We're taking a 15-minute break. So it's all that you can expect. We'll have Terry there doing in-home presentation. Oh, Vinny's going to be doing door knocking. I forgot to mention you. Sorry, man. But yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Vinny's going to do. He's going to teach how to door knock.
And yeah,
oh man,
in the house.
That'd be worth it to come just see that right there.
Yeah. So, I'm excited for it. It should be a good showing. You asked me, your first question was to tell you about how it's been impactful for my organization.
And what cities? Where are you seeing new people come on board? What do I need to be thinking about going to? Where are your new people?
So we got some coming on here locally in Raleigh. Austin, Texas, we've got a good group coming on. We got stuff happening in Houston, Texas, Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale. Atlanta obviously is a good spot for us. We got another person that we just came across in Tampa. So that's really what sticks out to me right now is those. Charlotte, we should have some stuff happening here locally. Raleigh, Charlotte. Wilmington's been a pain in the butt, but other than that, getting some stuff going. So, yeah, that's where we got stuff.
It'll probably be where you find your next hero is Wilmington after you say that.
Hey, I hope to God so. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what the big thing that I think that we're doing with these recruiting calls, like when you set up that one-on-one call with me, we go over those 9 metrics, and so I've just duplicated that with 8 people. And then it's just the more we talk about it, right? So it's kind of like the red car theory.
Come back. People don't know what you're talking about, the 30-minute phone calls. Tell them how that's working, how we're doing it, because there's a lot of people that do not have this accountability. So walk them through what me and you are doing. I'm actually doing this with Stephen Davies. I'm doing it with Ryan Chang also. But tell them what you're doing, what's the purpose of it. Give them more of a feel for what we're doing.
Yeah. So every week I'm meeting with Andy for 30 minutes, and every time we come with updated numbers for the month, and it's 9 different metrics. We're going over issue paid legs, issue paid production outside of the top 2 legs. What's your personal recruit? What's your personal fast track? What's your team fast tracks? So 9 different metrics, and then so we discuss those and see kind of where we need improvement. So Andy's kind of inspecting my business, and he's talking to me about different groups and just strategies on different things that I may not be thinking of that he's thinking of. And like, why haven't you done this with this person? Or, hey, what's going on with this group? You need to get down and down here. So he's just kind of like, I've heard Andy say, like, I'm the monkey in the tree, I can see down. And that's what I feel like we're doing when we look at our numbers on a weekly basis. And it's just making me more conscious of what's going on in my organization, which has allowed me to duplicate that to my team. And just the different things, like I imagine Andy feels the same way, but the things that you find out, like the things that they're thinking and the just different directions that you might take it has been very helpful. And it's just, the red car theory, right? Where how many red cars did you see this morning on the way to work? You don't know. But if I tell you, hey, tomorrow, count it, because you're focused on it. But then I hit you with a question when you get to the office tomorrow. Well, how many white cars did you see? Well, you don't know because you weren't focused on that. So we're really focusing in on what our numbers look like and setting up goals, right? Setting up like, hey, this is the bare minimum of what we're going to accomplish. And whether you're doing it 5 days a week or whether you're doing it 1 day a week, you're going to talk to this many people, no ifs, ands, or buts. And so, but I'm telling you, like the things that, like Jeff Schultz just went out to Austin, Texas. And this was our first call. And I had met the guy that he was talking about. Love him. Casey Hobson's his name. And we hit it off. And then I was talking to Jeff, and I'm like, all right, so what's your game plan with KC? And he was telling me, I was like, hey, when are you going to go to Austin? And then next thing you know is Jeff had that booked on his calendar. It was this week that he went out there, and they wrote 3,300 yesterday, AP. So it's just like, I mean, staying on top of your business like that is just how you get stuff moving so quickly. And the expectations that you set with people are going to be, they don't know what to expect. So when we're thinking they're taking a long time to get through class, what did we expect of them? That's one of the biggest things that I think, if you don't know what to expect, then they don't know what to expect. If you know what to expect and you don't tell them what to expect, they still don't know what to expect. So we gotta be more direct with them. But it's been, and I've had people on my team. So like if you're out there and you're looking to build, I would say get with whoever brought you into the business and have an accountability set up like this, because for my guys, I'm not even just speaking to me. When Vinny tells me that this has been very helpful, I can tell you it's been very helpful, because Vinny doesn't say many things like that to me. But Vinny has said over and over again, like, thank you for spending time with me these last 3 weeks. I've learned a lot. And so the things that we're talking about, the ideas that we're stemming off each other, it's just been really good. And I imagine, and I tell all of them the same thing is, look, really, we've got a 60 to 90 day run before we see the results of our work today. So I'm just saying that because I'm getting ahead. I'm playing the offense of them being recruiting for a month and not seeing any fruit off the tree. So I'm just kind of preparing for that.
All right. So let me keep it simple for you. Brandon's clearly saying, but I'm going to say it again. I've just scheduled 30 minutes to talk to Brandon. By the way, he calls me 6 times a week. I'm okay. If I'm available, I can talk. But I've got him on my calendar for 30 minutes. 7 days later, 30 more minutes. 7 days later, 30 minutes. I'm doing the same thing with Davies. I can't do it with 100 people. There's not many hours in a week. But with key people that are making stuff happen, I'm doing it with Davies, 30 minutes. And we get into his business, ask questions, talk about goals, talk about progress, talk about what's stopping Stephen, what's holding him back, and give suggestions. Maybe I know where leads are available. No, maybe I know where you can get more access to list of agents. But it's just my insights from after having just talked to Adam Cass. I just talked to Andy Riddle. Now I'm talking to Stephen Davies for 30 minutes. So, Stephen, how's that impacted you? And is it working with your team? Are you seeing some people react to this as far as having explosive growth, holding them more accountable?
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can't get specificity out of generalities. And so if we're only dealing in generalities, then we can't expect stuff to show up on a leaderboard or in a bank account that is specific. And so dialing in, getting nailed down on those specifics, where, who is it? Where is it? How is it progressing? Just measuring those things. It's like, looking at the game tape after a game. The tape tells the truth, so if you're looking at those specific things, what it's helped me do is get dialed in, get specific where I need to be. And it keeps me from getting distracted with stuff I don't need to get distracted with, because I've got to focus on the stuff that we're measuring. So now that we're doing that within our organization, we're seeing people not only get committed, but show commitment by, I think, Adam Bursch has started to invest big time in recruiting. And so he's got stuff going, from Atlanta to California. He's seeing Rogers and Kim, their personal production has gone to a whole nother level, just measuring it every single week and knowing that you're going to be measured. It'd be like if you wanted to lose weight, have an accountability partner that you have to text a picture of anything that you're going to eat or drink before you eat or drink it. That would keep us very accountable, right? So it's the same deal. Like, being accountable, you can't have progress without accountability. And I'm just like everybody else. I don't want accountability. I wish that chicken wings, tasted like broccoli and broccoli tasted like chicken wings. I'm in, I'm on board. I wish that would find out that ranch dressing is a superfood. I would love that. That would make my day. I wish whiskey increased intelligence. There's a lot of things I wish, but the facts of the matter are, with accountability, you're going to have growth. And just being transparent, when you brought it up, I was like, oh man, okay. But then it's like, no, it makes sense. You need it. You need the accountability for the growth. And we're seeing that with the people that we're measuring in the organization. And I'm seeing it with my focus, and I'm seeing it. So that on the front side, there's resistance. On the back side, there's enthusiasm, right? The front side of accountability is resistance. Like, I don't know if I want that. On the backside, there's enthusiasm, because then you're seeing results, and I'm having purposeful conversations and getting more out of them. So, yeah, I'm all on board. I love it, and our team's growing because of it. We just actually, Joe Dukes and I just over text last night scheduled a boot camp for Salt Lake City Saturday, January 13th. So that'll be going on Hotspot soon. I'm in Atlanta tomorrow. No, wait, tomorrow's Sunday. No, tomorrow's Saturday. Sorry, Monday. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Dallas Tuesday. We got stuff happening there. Gina will be with us Monday in Atlanta, and then Tuesday in Dallas. Jake Joseph's going to be there. Diane Lampy. That's going to be a powerful meeting. We got a couple power couples coming up out there.
Okay. All right, you're all over the place. Brandon, you're traveling. Chang, you getting Vegas started. The good news, Chang, you can build in Florida. Come see us. It's warm out here.
That's right. Well, Audrey's from Miami, actually. So
right.
so we're recruiting her brother right now. We're trying to talk to some of the people that she knew, and this is just the Poverty Alliance. I mean, I heard Brandon talk about Raleigh having boot camp. He's out there. I got a guy just graduated from ECU, came out to Vegas. He's got a bunch of people in North Carolina. I'm like, hey, we got people out there that can help you train, help you recruit. You know, we can build anywhere in the United States. There's no stopping us. There's no limitation. I mean, we're looking for people that Andy talks about, right? The urgent, the focused, and motivated. And at the same time, if you add accountability on top of that, it just gets pretty crazy, you know, because I used to track a lot of my cases. I have a case inventory tracking sheet, but now I'm tracking recruiting results. So
I love it. Hey, I'm trying to. Somebody just asked this. One of my new age said, "Why are y'all so urgent? Why are y'all so pushy?" Like, I don't know how to break it to people, Chang. The only way you're going to get a lot of money faster is to be more urgent.
Correct.
You can't keep putting stuff off thinking that that's going to speed up your results. Your ability to have urgency, your ability to do stuff now. So I'm pulling up hot spots right now. Right now, I've got one list in Boston. This is December 15th. What's today? This is today. Today, there's a meeting in Boston, Massachusetts with Gina Hawks, Steve Memoritas. Tomorrow, Brandon Manley and team in Raleigh. Atlanta, you'll be at that one, Davies, December 18th with Gina Hawks and Stephen Davies. Dallas, 19th. If I'm you, Chang, this every single day, I'm looking at these hot spots and where all these meetings are. And like, there's meetings, you have people in Atlanta that are fired up about this business.
Yes,
that you need every day, you need to go to the Alliance Adventures and start studying all the cities that are coming up. Chesapeake, Virginia is coming up. Tampa, Florida, December 28th. There's a meeting there was a meeting last night in Tampa, and there's a meeting coming up the 28th in Tampa. So all these meetings is where you want to get your brand new people. Get them around, get them networking, shaking hands. All right. First time we've had A leads sitting in inventory for sale in 5 weeks. All the A leads should be gone like that. Then the sale, everything else is half price. $6 is the most expensive old lead we have, and we have tens of thousands of older leads available for $1. The cheapest I have ever seen a direct mail lead sell for. And you're the only one that buys it. As long as you ain't bought it before. If you bought it before and you want to pay another $1, that's fine. But I'm going to an adjacent county and I'm buying every single $1 lead I can get and putting it in my my app, whether it's Route for Me. What else? What else does y'all's people use, Brandon? Or is that the one you use?
Yeah, that one and Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. So you put 800 leads or 400 leads in Road Warrior. Now, when you're hitting what a gold mine. What a gold mine. Hey, wrap us up. But first, Brandon, then Stephen Davies. Let's take it home. Let's get these leads out. Let's get them bought. And by Christmas, we'll be able to turn in subscriptions. We'll have direct mail leads for as low as $20. We'll have them for $30, $40. So we'll have all those counties will be identified by Christmas, and people will be able to turn in their subscriptions. And then the leads should be coming in by national convention. I'm trying to get your mind set on how this is going to work. Subscriptions turned in starting Christmas. Leads won't be flowing until after the convention. So a lot of urgency. We got to make do on leads. And don't get me wrong, you can turn in subscriptions now, but we would like to show you what the prices are going to be after convention. All right, wrap us up, Brandon, then Mr. Stephen Davies.
All right. Well, first of all, the lead deals is crazy to think about, because I know you guys out there have seen 50% off leads, but those are internet leads. We're talking 50% off direct mail leads, which is a way bigger deal. If you worked one or the other, you probably have a preference. It's December 15th. We're coming up on the end of the year now. Hopefully you're not behind the 8 ball, but I hear this all the time. It's when the new year starts, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Why not start December 15th? Why not just start today, right? Get going, get some momentum going. It's not too late to start getting your momentum going, right? We've got till January 28th. So there's meetings going on all over the place. Get to those meetings. I think here's the thing is, if you're in a place where you're not producing at the level that you want to produce at, or you're going through some sort of depression, you're down in the business, that's when you need to get around the team. So, I was talking to Spencer about this yesterday. We have someone that's going through a time. It's like, come to the meeting. Well, I need to focus on production. No, you need to get around people. You need to get around people, because it's not as immersive as a convention is, but daggone, it'll give you some momentum to get going, right? So that's the big things, and focus on, hey, are you building your business, right? That's one of the best things that we have. And I know there's people out there in an organization that don't want to build a team, but what I will say is, if you're in that stage where you're like, hey, I'm not sure if I want to build a team yet. I want to learn some things. Well, how about this? Let's start learning how to build your team. Let's go ahead and start teaching you the things that you need to know. Get them involved watching you do this for other people, and then they'll come to you with hey, I want you to call this person and that person. So I'm excited. Good update on leads. Good stuff. It's just you feel the growth, right? Like, you feel the growth happening. I know, Andy, you see it from the top leaders, but I see it happen in my organization. Steven sees it happen in his organization. I bet if we went to the other legs, they would say the same thing. So we see growth happening. So jump on. Let's finish the year strong. Let's get things started today that you would do on January 1st.
Okay.
Don't show up at the gym on January 1st. You're going to get in shape.
Dave's also the leads, the same thing. These are final expense and mortgage leads. So mortgage leads for $1 also. So it's the same price, mortgage leads or final expense leads when it comes to B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, Mr. Davies, take us home.
I love it. I have to tell you this, man. I 100% know we are about to make a crazy run. When you look at the people that have decided that it is the first time, you know what I'm saying? Like, feels like the first time is a choice. And that's what I'm feeling as I'm seeing, where we're at, all this cool stuff with the leads, what we just as an organization moved through with purpose and with power. I'm just telling you, it feels like the first time. And so, like, as the elder statesman to all my brothers, right? Like, guys, this is when we make the run. I'm going to play my role, play your role. Because I used to have a guy on my team that would be like, I don't think the alliance is growing. I was like, well, you being down 40% and not recruiting with ain't helping, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. Play your role. I know my role. I'm going to play my role. And I am going to attack it with that same, feels like the first time, I believe in magic fervor.
All right, guys. Well, look, leads are available. Contact the lead department. President's Club can help. Managers can help. We're posting this. Post it on your communication, your WhatsApp. Make sure you're texting all your team, because people are going like, why didn't you tell me? I didn't know. I would have bought some, but they're gone. Well, some other team has bought them. So get in there, protect your territories, and let's blow this thing up. I love what Brandon said. Let's get started now. Let's don't wait till the first year, because there's no way we can get the momentum going unless we start right now. So, Merry Christmas, boys and girls. The sale is on. All right. Thank y'all. Shane, good to see you. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Davis. All right.
Thank y'all.
30 minutes coming up.